And that's what we need to do, is we need to find a way to combat that failure. Art does that, because once we get people involved in art, we have several projects that are going on right now with the Wellness Center that we can bring people with different art disciplines and different knowledges in, and they can be a part of this huge project that we're working on. And they may not all come to fruition, but the fact is that we're taking people and we're showing them that the skills they learned in the military, they can still use. And it doesn't matter if you're busted up really bad or whatever, that knowledge, you can help make an impact on the community. Whether it's building houses for homeless veterans, giving a vet a ride to something, asking a vet out for a cup of coffee. I don't know how many times it's driven me up the wall. Thank you for your service. I hear that all the time, but what about saying, hey, let's go grab a cup of coffee? What did you think about your military experience? Not what combat was like, but what about my overall military experience? Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. I'd do it all over again. If they told me tomorrow that I could go back in the military, my hand would be up. I went in when I was 17 years old.
Goodness.
Before I was 18, I had my foot crushed and they were telling me that it was going to be removed. Luckily, it didn't happen. And that was the start of my PTSD. But at that time, it was anger issues and alcohol and stuff. I found photography when I was going to school. I picked up a camera, took some photos, and then was still, why aren't you in the photography program? And then I learned, every time I went out and took photographs and started just taking photographs and really looking at the world, my depression dropped dramatically. I am on no medications at all from the VA.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Now, that's not saying that there aren't times that it'd probably be a really good idea that I was, but I've learned the warning signs well enough to know that I just need to grab my camera. And it works just by grabbing my camera and walking around the neighborhood and taking pictures of flowers and birds. Sunsets.
Because you're breaking that spiral. You're breaking that stuckedness.
Yeah.
You're getting
and I recognize that I'm going into that spiral, and I go and I start taking pictures.
Good.
And and then I'll post them on Facebook, and somebody will go like, "Whoa," haven't made big sales, but I have made a few sales, but a lot of people like my artwork, so.
So do you bring your artwork down to the first Thursdays? Because I didn't know.
Not yet.
So tell me about First Thursday, because, tell me about First Thursday.
Well, we are open every first Thursday of the month, along with many of the art galleries in Boise. Our space is pretty small. So we don't have space for a lot of work right now, but we're open every 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. first Thursday of every month. Apparently next month it'll be on the 4th of July, so we'll see how that pans out, but I always offer food. And
Spaghetti?
Usually spaghetti, but I'm last time I served poutine, kind of a fancy poutine. Do you know what poutine is?
Mm-mm.
Poutine is a French-Canadian dish. It's basically French fries with clear chicken gravy and cheese curds.
Wow.
White cheddar cheese curds.
Yeah, and you can put bacon on it. You can put salmon on. You can do
incredible.
a lot of stuff with it. But the classic is just the French fries, the gravy, and the cheese curds.
Yeah, so I did not make the classic last time. I did home fries with bacon and caramelized onions and green onions, caramelized red onions and green onions. And I had 4 different types of cheese curds, and the traditional clear chicken gravy. So anyways, a little different. Unfortunately, I had some people that don't eat meat here, so I'm going to have vegetarian offerings next time. So I try to please everyone, and that usually doesn't work, but I'm gonna still try. So in any case, I told you about our two artists featured this month. I think they'll be our featured artists for the next couple of months, but I might be able to convince Bob to bring in a few of his photographs too.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Oh, I'm going to. It's just I'm moving right now, so we're getting ready to move to Texas, so I'm having to empty the house.
And Bob is committed to duplicating this method in Texas when he gets down there. So there will be a Texas Veterans Wellness Center that is very similar.
What I'm
to the
hoping for,
Idaho.
anyway.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So we're
Well,
hoping
there's
to start-
10,000 veteran groups in Texas. So bringing another one in is going to be interesting. The difference is I'm going to be in San Antonio, which is right by Fort Sam Houston, Lackland Air Force Base. The biggest thing that Alex hasn't said yet is we're one of the few organizations that we will take dishonorably discharged veterans. We'll actually look at why you were dishonorably discharged before we'll tell you no, we won't help you. We're also about helping the families all at the same time, which is how most of my classes are set up. We want the kids to turn around and convince dad or mom to come, and because mom and dad can do it better, so they need to come and show it. So reconnecting veterans to their kids. And then also working with the community, getting people to and realize we're just people. Yes, we have some problems, but you know what? Most of the time you won't even notice them if you just give us a chance.
Well, the whole thing about mental health issues, challenges, whatever you want to call them, diagnoses, is, and I can speak for this for myself, there's so much misinformation out there. And as Senator Hagedorn said, people have to be willing to understand that the brain is just another part of your body. And if somebody in public sees somebody that's a little bit off, well, maybe their brain isn't functioning correctly. But the human body is designed, it's a magnificent thing that God gave us. And it's designed to heal. And so I personally don't believe that telling people their brain is broken. Your brain might be malfunctioning, it might not be working properly, but saying your brain is broken, that's like saying that you can't think. You can't, you'd have to be pretty much a vegetable to have your brain
this is the
broken.
misconception. So if somebody hears that you're a combat veteran, you automatically have PTSD. Okay? Well, agreed. Okay? On most cases, there's a little bit of PTSD there. Some of it, some people it's more, some of it's less. But to assume that they're being affected by a combat environment, I was hit by a bus. I didn't have a problem with loud noises, but I have a bigger time when I'm downtown Boise and a bus pulls up behind me.
Yeah.
Because I was part of a security detail and I got hit by a bus. I don't like being in enclosed places. I was in the gunner's compartment of a tank when my foot was crushed. Not one of my fun spots. I deal with it. I've learned to deal with it. But the thing is there are moments that my fear creates an anxiety attack.
Yes, and I think that when people are in their moments, what I would like people to realize is those are moments. Those are moments of fear. To me, it's like being in a hurricane, how a tropical storm builds up and then it bursts. Those are moments. That doesn't mean that person operates like that 24/7 a day.